Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today is nice and fun and exciting because we've got a couple of big trips left of the year and I'm going to be riding my big rig. Now as a number of you know, it's a Santa Cruz dressed up as a Focus. Well, the time has come to replace her. She's done me proud, she's won the Masters National Champs and all that good stuff. I've sent it, of course, to Jake at Snakeskin Wrapping to give it a little touch up to see what he can come back with. I haven't seen it yet. Let's get into it. Oi, oi. The moment has come to see what Jake from Snakeskin Wrapping has done to my beloved new frame. I know this isn't a Focus. Focus give me some amazing bikes, but they do not make a downhill bike, and the Pond Group own Santa Cruz. That is why I have done this. I asked him to go for a bit of an industrial look. This is genuinely my first time of seeing. Here we are then, moment of truth. Look at that unbranded thing. Not too mad at that, to be fair. Admittedly, you can still see the red, but the whole purpose of this was just to stop seeing what it was. And it's a totally unbranded bike, so you know, we have got a little Focus logo in the front just so we're aware, but no, I'm happy with that, that's sick. Massive shout out to Jake from Snakeskin Wrapping. As you can see, it's done its job as far as protecting the frame, and it's not too obvious. Well, to those of you that know a bike, it is, but it doesn't shout out what brand it is, and we've got a little Focus logo there, so it does exactly what I wanted. Next step is fitting this bad boy. This is the DHX2, amazing downhill shock. I've screwed up a little because I've realised that the new frame is actually internal routed, certainly for the rear brake hose. So that means that I get a bit of it built now, but I'm going to have to go back to the bike shop to hopefully sort me out. And bearing in mind it's a Friday, whether or not they'll fit me in or not, fingers crossed. First thing we're going to do is obviously put a seat post on to get it in the stand, so we may as well treat her to a fresh oi saddle as well. Fed the cable through now, which means we can put the chain guide on and the BB, and then we're cooking on gas. Fresh grease. We're going to obviously reuse our cranks. These are DMR Axe cranks in silver. Cleaned them up, bit of grease, and then we should be good as new. However, we have put a brand new BB in. So these cranks run a Praxis 30mm BB, I believe, opposed to 28. Larger bearings, smoother ride. Yo. So the biggest problem we have with one of these chain guides is the spacing. So I'm hoping this is identical to the old V10. Oh, don't lose that. And we're just using these little spacers to space it out correctly. Right, we've got the chain guide fitted. The next step is to get the old crank on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the spacing's all good. We'll find out in a minute. You can see it's not quite a dream build like I've done before in the muck-off workshop. It's me and a GoPro, and of all things, a step ladder as the stand. Brilliant. So we're getting there. That is cranks on, and actually, I'm pretty stoked with that. Black and silver sort of vibe. I know the red's there, but Jake at Snakeskin Wrapping said it was one of those it always would show, and as I said to him, I really don't care too much. This is literally hobby horse number 2, and I think when it's fully built, you won't really notice the red too much. I think overall, it'll just like look like, what on earth is that? I've got these original wheels that came off the last one. I've also got these brand new Halo Gravitases in chrome or silver, however you want to look at it, and I think they will look insane on this build. But for now, what we will do is just build it, get it to a stage where it is a bike, and then we're going to change those. Just going to put the old chain on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't need cutting. I'm not sure why it would, because it's not too dissimilar in the rear end of the size of the old one. Checking the gears over. I think we're pretty happy at that length. It shouldn't be too dissimilar from the old one. You know, even though they're both XLs, I think they're slightly different. So you may see this bike resembles a bit more of a bike now. So massive thanks to the Forge Cycle Works in Dorset. They seem to be the only people who had one of the headsets that I needed for this bike. So she's all good to go. There's a couple of little finishing bits. Just need to do the gears. Just want to make sure that is cut at the right length, so we've got a bit of play. Gears are all good to go. Just need to cut that off, and I think I will put those silver rims on. Bike's all good to go as is, but we obviously want to put the silver wheels on. So we're going to get them set up right now. Going for a Magic Mary on the front and a Big Betty on the rear. Can't decide if we have silver or black valves. So there's the choices, silver or black. Obviously using the muck off sealant, we're going to go for black. Black will pop slightly against the silver, and being the fact the bike's got a sort of industrial feel about it, I think silver on silver isn't going to stand out as much. So we're going to go for black tubeless valves on the silver rim. So as simple as pushing the valve core through, and then the other side literally using the retaining nuts, I guess it would be called. Screw that on, jobs are good. As we've got a downhill bike, we're going to go for the Magic Mary in downhill compound in ultra soft. So as you can see, this is the purple compound, really sticky. Make sure the old rotation's the right way. Believe me, I've done that before and it's annoying. It's super important with the sealant, you give it a good shake first. That is because all the stronger particles or whatever hang down the bottom, so fluff them up a bit. Muck off are obviously super amazing at giving you a description how much to put in. I've been doing it a few years, so we're just gonna guesstimate. Because they're 29 and downhill, gonna go for a fairly large proportion. Next shot is gonna be the wheel on. Because as you can see, oh no, we're just about getting it. You can try not to use the tire levers. They go wrong. Get pumping. The first wheel done, Schwalbe Magic Mary. Put the old cap on. Boom, right, next one, Big Betty. Sorted, we've got a Schwalbe Magic Mary on the front and Schwalbe Big Betty on the rear. Both in downhill compound and in the ultra soft compound. Let's go. This is the bike with the black wheels. We've obviously got the chromies ready and raring. We better just put some new discs on and the cassette, and then we'll try the chromies. I think the chromies will look better on this bike. But black just works just as well, but chromies, oh, this is the choices I'm up against. Proper first world problems. So we're putting the big bad boy 200mm rotors on from Lewis Brakes. The stoppers are unbelievable. So on these, I actually run the titaniums. Super, super strong, powerful bit of kit. I do maybe on this particular bike want to try 220s, but they're so good, I don't think you need the extra braking performance. So we'll try these, see how we get on, and go from there. There is the front. Look at it. I think it will go pretty damn well. I feel like I need to talk about these rotors. So not only are they 200mm, they are also slightly thicker. So the thickness of these is 2mm. I think normal brake rotors are 1.8. So it basically helps dissipate the heat, which means better braking performance. And we're going to try this out very quickly in the next video where we visit. You have to wait and see and make sure you tune in. Disc rotor on. The next is the cassette. Now I don't want to insult people's intelligence, but it's a downhill bike, so we don't need a big 12-speed block. This is literally a 7-speed bad boy, because that is generally all you need on a downhill track. Obviously means that the actual gearing is close ratio, so you don't really get any jumping or any of that good stuff. Right, weighing that up. Obviously, according to SRAM, it's 40 Newton meters, so that's about right. Last time of comparison, so there is the blacks. Let's try chrome. Right, there we go then. I think it's fair to say the old Halo Gravitas chromies look insane on this build. Massive thanks to Jake from Snakeskin, and massive thanks to all the sponsors that make this possible. As you can see, the DMR componentry really sits well with this bike. Obviously, the Lewis LHTs for ultimate performance, fork suspension front and rear, the mud hugger. Obviously, we need the oi seat. We'll be talking about it much more in depth in the next video, where we take it for its maiden voyage somewhere sick and exciting. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Sorry it hasn't been too much riding. It's been a bit of explanation, bit of building. A genuine thank you for all the support as always. If you've enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It'd be great if you leave a comment what you want to see next, because apparently it really does help. Until the next one, I'll see you all very soon. Peace and love. Oi, oi.